Good morning, everybody. I'm just getting myself set up here. We're going to do our Sunday pick card readings for love. And I'm so excited to do that. Let me just grab my coffee and my notebook, a piece of paper, and we will get started here shortly. Thank you so much for being here. Just about ready to get started. Thank you for visiting. We're going to be drawing cards for love this morning, April 2nd, 2023. And I got my coffee, I have my friends, I'm ready to get started. If you'd like a love reading, all you need to do is put your name into the comments, and it helps me know my systems are go, that you can hear me well enough. And I'll shuffle the cards here. I really look forward to our times on Sunday mornings. Okay. Today we are using the Oracle of the Angels deck. One of my very favorites. This artist is wonderful and has several decks. And let's see what's his name is. Here he is, Mario Duguay. Just beautiful cards. So I'm going to draw a card. Hi, Gail. Welcome. I'm glad to see you back. Those of you who come back week to week, you have no idea how much I enjoy seeing you. And I hope that you've made it safely through the weather. I know here in the States we had kind of a tough weather week. But Gail, you're first for today. I am going to draw a card just for the collective. Good morning, Jahan. I'm glad to have you back with me also. Welcome. I'm going to just shuffle up the cards here and get us started. And in the last couple of pick a card readings, we've been dealing a lot with connection and what we need to do to feel connected, especially if you're a person like me who's a little fish out of water socially. I do fine with my dogs. And when I'm with a close friend having dinner and that sort of thing, I mean, I know I can be really, it's easy for me to engage. But when I do go to a group where I don't know very many people, I am very quiet and I do a lot of observing. And I find myself wondering, how do I fit? So that's kind of the heart of our regular Sunday readings, is just to connect with people who have that shared vibe. But today, I'm just asking for the angels to give us love messages. And this could be because you're wanting to have a soulmate, because you're single. It could be because there's something going on in your life where a family member is not as close as you would like. It could be a matter of respect. I have heard and read that for men value respect more than they do love. And if you're a guy listening to this, it'd be great if you would tone in and let us know what you think. But sometimes in a working environment, when love is expressed, it's expressed in respect. And so these readings today, because they are for the collective, we don't know which love arrangement or which love connection will be most served. So we're looking at romance, we're looking at family, we're looking at career in terms of love. All right, so for the collective, let's pick. Hi, Sandra, welcome. Definitely, I'll put you on the list here. I'm going to do my best to stay with the list and so that I can make sure I get everyone. Thank you, Huncho. Yes, I'll write that down. If for some reason I don't say your name, go ahead and say it again, because during the reading I might miss the message. So anyway, this is for the collective today. And I love the card so much, because this is the perfect card for my heart, because the intention for what I want for us to get today is the feeling that we are all connected here. Sometimes you can be lonely, and when you're waiting for love, sometimes you can be lonely right when you're in your own home, because the people there can't connect with you very well. They just don't know how. And so these cards, they are beautiful cards, but take a look at this art and know that this positive intention that we're setting forward today is important for spring. April's here. Everything's new and it'll be growing again in my hemisphere. And so it's a chance to do some weeding, right? Pull out the things in our life that are bothering us, mainly about our own personalities, and really sharpen ourselves so only our best comes out more often. Okay, so I think the positive intention for today is well stated. Thank you, universe, for helping us with that positive intention. And now off we go. So, Gail, you're my first victim this morning, just teasing. But if you'd like to have a love reading, go ahead and put your name into the comments. I'll pull one for you and hold in your heart the situation that you want an answer about. And Gail, let's see what the universe has for you. So it's a learning mode. I have a think, hey, hangry hippo, I'll put you on the list. I have a feeling that this is kind of a good news, bad news card for you, Gail. I feel like you already have been in a place where you've been learning and learning. Your life circumstances have been challenging, and it's like that book of life. You're ready to turn a page. What I'm looking out there as hi, Kate. What I'm looking at is the future. Notice how we don't have a figure in this card, and many of these cards there are figures. So I feel like what this is showing me is that your learning is passing by. I mean, not that you were not lifelong learners, but you've spent enough time studying, and that your angelic guidance is out ahead of you. They're already into that bright golden light in the future. So I would say close the book. And by that I mean, don't overanalyze things. Take the lessons you've learned from past love and move forward, because your angelic support is out there paving the way for you. Okay? So next, we don't be surprised if some of the readings resonate with you when it's for someone else. When you're listening in on a collective reading like this, it's no accident that we're all here together. We have a shared vibe for wanting to have more love in our lives. Also, I didn't introduce myself properly. I'm Catherine. This is Fish Out of Water Tarot because I'm embracing my fish out of water nature. I'm embracing my social awkwardness, and I embrace it so dearly with you guys because I'm more comfortable sometimes when I'm with you than I am out in a group where I have strangers around me. I'm highly sensitive, so I feel a lot of energy when I go out. And so if you're like that, I welcome you. Sometimes it can be hard to be in a loving partnership if you're socially awkward. I mean, how do you stand up for yourself without stepping on their toes, right? Anyway, thank you if you're here visiting. It's the first time here. Please do hit the thumbs up. Let YouTube know that you're appreciating being here with me today, so they'll send more people. Thank you very much. And when you do hit thumbs up, it's like I'm getting a hug. And I love that. Anyway, let's go forward. We're at Jahan. Jahan, hold your, oh, Kate, I'm glad that it is, I mean, we are a growing group of people who have become more verbal, more connected with the internet because we're just more comfortable when we're alone. Okay, so we are at Jahan. Jahan, let's take a look at the card we have for today. Aw, I love this card. Let's just take a look at it. Quiet brings huge treasure. Sometimes the divine whispers, doesn't it? Sometimes there's so much going on around us, we can't think straight. So, Jahan, what I think the angels are saying to you today when it comes to love is that your head is just filled with clutter, filled with thoughts about maybe regretting the past, maybe wishing so much that something would happen for you, but feeling like it wouldn't. But because of all those crowded thoughts in your mind, you're missing some of your guidance, okay? So I would say, Jahan, because angels whisper, make sure that you spend like an extra 5 minutes a day just sitting quietly. I know I meditate a lot when I'm laying down, and then I can doze off. But I do always feel more connected when I'm sitting up straight, even for 5 minutes with my eyes closed. Here's a little geeky brain fact. When you close your eyes, part of your brain shuts off, the part that sees things. Your brain has to work to process what you're seeing. So when you're wide awake and you shut your eyes, because the visual part of your brain is turned off, it allows the other parts of your brain to kick in. And some of that will help you feel and understand your intuition better. Okay, Shahan, there's your message for today. Thank you so much for coming back. If you're new here and you would like a reading, just put a comment in and I'll be happy to read a card for you. Today, we're looking for angelic wisdom for love. Could be romantic love, could be family love, or it could be even love of career or love at career. Let's take a look. Oh, this one is for Sandra. Sandra, let's see what we have for you today. Ooh, see, now before I was mentioning, now my dogs are probably going to run to the door and bark because a dog is walking by, so I apologize in advance. But this is the card with opportunity. And before, remember I said that some of the cards have figures and some of them don't. And so this card shows me clearly, Sandra, that there is an opportunity coming for you. I predicted it. Good morning, Jamie. I'm glad you're here. Murphy. Sorry, everybody. Murphy, hey, I'm so sorry. Hang on. Murphy, come here. I know, it's hard. I have to get my squirt bottle. I have a squirt bottle, you guys, and when Murphy barks at the door, I squirt him, and then he stops. Now sometimes even when I pick up the squirt bottle, he gets the idea, but I'm sorry for these. Here's my squirt bottle. It's really, I should put it here because I can't even see it. Okay. All right, thank you. Yes, Murphy's my spirit dog, right? But anyway, let's look at this opportunity that we have here for Sandra, and let's take a peek, because what we're seeing is that she's protected. She's in a bubble, and there are lots of times that I think of myself as this, like in a snow globe. You know those snow globes that you shake and all the little crystal pieces float around in the water? And we are so protected when we allow ourselves to believe it. You have a divine spirit. Your spirit's connected to the angelic realm. And as you go into, when you set goals for your love life, and as you plug into who you really are, and you're not compromising just to be with someone, the thing is that you can take a chance and go out there for a new love opportunity. I can't tell you how many people come to me and they say, I'm just afraid to trust again. My heart's been broken. Is there any love that lasts forever? Well, sadly, no. And I mean that because we are temporary beings. We will leave this sphere and go on to the afterlife. We will leave when we pass away. So there's always that chance that no matter how you give your heart away, there's going to be loss. But that's no reason not to keep trying, right? So what I feel this card is showing you, my darling Sandra, is that whatever is calling you to invest yourself in a new level of love, that you're protected. To see yourself in that bubble, see yourself as being sure of your divine connection. Follow your intuition. It's worth it to take a chance on this new opportunity. Okay, if you're new joining me, I'm Catherine. You're at Fish Out of Water Tarot. If you'd like for me to draw a card for you when it comes to love, just add your name to the comments. I would be happy to do it. I'm excited to tell you I'm working on a new course, and I'm so excited because it's going to be how to use tarot for manifesting for love. And I'm just in the process of putting it together. It's going to be a kit. Everything's going to be in the kit. You won't even have to go look at anything. All of your manifesting processes will be in one place. So I will keep you posted. It's not ready yet, but it's coming. And those of you who are wanting to manifest love, you're in the right place. If you're interested in that course, be sure to send me an email at tarotinfoplease@gmail.com so that I can contact you when it's ready for testing. And I'm going to be needing people to test it. So if you are single and you want to try manifesting with tarot, definitely contact me. Okay, next on the list, we have Huncho. Huncho, let's take a card for you. Tina, welcome back. I'm so glad you're here, Tina. I want to just give a shout out to a couple of people here. You definitely want to check out Jamie at Enchanted Mystic Oracle, and you definitely, hi Emporio, you definitely want to check out Embracing Aging with Tina. She's brand new YouTube channel, but she's a girl after my own heart who really wants to see people thriving at the later part, the grandmotherly part of life, right, Tina? So if you're new here, I'm Catherine. You're at Fish Out of Water Tarot. I am so glad you're here. Be sure to hit the thumbs up so that we can let YouTube know that we're doing cool things over here. You're sure welcome, Jamie. Jamie's really got, I love getting readings from her. It gives me goosebumps just to see an alert that she sent a reading. Okay, so let's go to Huncho. Huncho, hold in your heart your desire for love. And remember, love comes in different packages. It could be love within your family of origin, could be love as in romance, or it could be like if you're like me, you just love your clients. And the love that you share when you're doing your work might be exactly what your card is about. So let's take a peek here for Huncho. And Huncho, we're looking at the fulfillment card. Isn't this art great, you guys? Again, this is, what's that? I can't remember. Mario Duguay. Mario Duguay. Thank you, Mr. Duguay. All right, when we're looking at the fulfillment card, Huncho, what I can't help but notice is her arms being wide open and how as she's approaching this giant door. So this kind of connects with me with the previous card that we read, excuse me, with the opportunity, because I'm sensing the same energy here. And what this shows me, Huncho, is that you are, you have taken the time to evaluate what it is you're wanting. I mean, you're not carrying baggage, so it seems that you've released some of the heartbreaks from your past and you're absolutely ready to go forward. This might be in a career situation because many times when you lose a position, it stings, doesn't it? It's kind of like a breakup. It really is. It can be heartbreaking. And it can take some time to kind of lick your wounds, get back up, and figure out what you want to do next. But I would say for you, Huncho, the angels are showing that the next opportunity that you're considering is filled with potential for you. Look at the shadows that are coming out here, these birds that are coming out, just show me that the Holy Spirit is right behind this. So I would say the cards are showing that as you, if an opportunity does present itself in April, it's looking very positive. And it's also a reminder not to let yourself carry any burdens or any unforgiveness from the past. Again, if this is a career reading for you, you might have felt a little vengeance, a little, I'll get back at them, that type of energy when this last position ended. But don't let that happen. You know what? A lot of times in business, it's not personal at all. It's all numbers, unfortunately. Okay, so go forth and prosper, Huncho, and thank you so much for being here. Hey, Anne, I'm welcome. I have such a nice list of people. I'm going to do my very best to get with everybody. So hang on, coffee break. And I apologize in advance for any barking that you might hear because the dogs, it's a beautiful sunny day. I have my door open and the dogs sometimes like to announce themselves. So, and one more sip. I love having coffee with you guys on Sunday mornings. Please do hit the thumbs up if you're enjoying the reading. And also, blah, 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 what was I going to say? Oh, if you're new here, thank you for coming. Put your name down if you want to have a reading. If you're coming back to visit me, I'm giving myself a hug right now because I receive it as a hug. In fact, I will tell you, there's a woman, I wish I could remember which coach I heard this from, but it's so true. You can wrap your arms around yourself as far as you can reach and squeeze tight and truly give yourself a hug. It sounds lame, but it really does work. So if y'all want to do that right now, I'm doing it to myself. And if you hold yourself, if you wrap your arms around yourself and keep your position until you feel warmth under your hands so that you really are holding yourself for maybe 30 seconds, you can really comfort yourself. I see you, Ken Chu. Let me write your name down. It feels lame because you feel like I want a real person hugging me. I don't want to pretend. It's not pretend. It's your arms and they're real. And the universe wants you to feel self-love. It's not just in your mind, I want to love myself. What if it's wrapping your arms around yourself and giving yourself a hug? Okay, so let's go forward here. And we are at Kate. Kate, this is time for your reading. Yes, you may, Kenchu. I have you on the list. Kate, holding your situation in your mind, remember that when you're receiving a love reading, it's not necessarily just romance. It could be love in your family, your siblings, your mom and dad, could be your career. I know in my career, I really do love my clients, and I love the connections that I share. So some of these messages move me deeply professionally. Okay, so let's see, Kate, what do we have here? Oh, the energy card. All right, let's take a look at this. The cards are all knitting themselves together this morning because this card strikes me as the card of, how would I say it? Divine connection, purpose, like divine connection on purpose. When I look at her, first I see that there's that tube of light that's coming down, where it's just a sign that when we do take the time to connect to the divine, Kate, that's a poem. Take the time and connect to the divine. But it's bigger than we think. Like you might think it's a single strand, you know, when you're praying and you just feel this tiny connection to the divine, or maybe it's almost invisible. And you might find yourself wondering, is there really divine energy? Can I really get connected? And then what this truth is, hell yes, that when you do take a moment and close your eyes, using your imagination to connect to the divine, what can happen is that you'll get a greater and greater sense of just how big it is. When you've sat quietly for 3, 4, 5 minutes, when you're wide awake, you don't have to do it a long time. And then as you're sitting there, just sense what your body feels like as it gets heavier and heavier. It's just a reality. Probably most of you here weigh over 100 pounds, I would assume. Well, you couldn't even lift 100 pounds with one arm. So your body is very heavy. And when you sit quietly with your eyes closed, and like I said earlier in the reading, when you shut your eyes, in fact, everybody do it right now. Just shut your eyes for a minute and just listen to my voice, okay? Now, as you shut your eyes, because you're not seeing anything, your brain can relax. Think about it, it's just logic. So the idea of connecting internally to the divine is really necessary. And Kate, it's important for you. Look behind and see that water going down the waterfall. So that's coming separate from that divine connection. And the water is the Holy Spirit. There's many times a symbology of that. It's also a sign of emotions. So as your emotions are still running so strong next to you, when you go to that divine space, you're going to find the order and the peace that you need. It might be, Kate, that your emotions have been all over the map and you do need to feel centered. It's going to happen inside. The kind of centering you're looking for doesn't come from another human, and even if it's the most wonderful human. It comes from your divine connection and then your appreciation of that human through your divine eyes. Okay? So there you have it. Don't you love this deck, you guys? All right, I don't know if Jamie's back. She had to go, so she's going to come back and let me know. So I'm just going to skip her right now, and I'm going to go to Tina. Tina, welcome to your reading. If anybody here is new to my channel, Tina and I share the pleasure of working with Chris Reck over at Minnow Pond Tarot. Many of you who are fans of Chris also come and visit me, and I really appreciate it. I have goosebumps all over my body right now, and whenever that happens, I always know there's something to pay attention to. And so, Tina, don't we just love Chris? And he's got a tarot school. I'm one of his tarot students, and I appreciate him deeply. And so if you're new here, thank you for visiting. I really appreciate it. You can hit the subscribe for more readings. There are 800 readings on my channel right now, and trust me, I did not see that coming. I specialize in the very short little 15-second readings, and you'll find your sign in there. So check my channel out. Thank you. And of course, when you hit the thumbs up, it just feels like a hug and a kiss. So thank you for that. So we're going to go to Tina. Tina, let's see. Okay. And I love this card, the Here and Now card. So Tina, when I look at this card and I think about you, this is you. You have a youthful vigor and a youthful energy that is completely inspiring. And you're probably like me, where you thought, why in the world, how could I have a YouTube channel in the second half of my life? You know, when did that happen, that this became appealing for women like us who are over 50? And so I feel like you have a handle on the here and the now, and that you're absolutely, the angels are embracing your mission. You're getting so much support. I think you're feeling that right now. I think you're going to feel more and more synchronicities. I feel also that what this card is showing me is that you're getting so many divine ideas. You can hardly keep track. It might be hard to write them all down, but I would say don't worry. Once upon a time, I felt like the angels told me a message I'm going to pass along to you, and that is that you're connected to the idea place. You don't have to remember every idea because you're connected to the idea stream. So I would say relax, enjoy your time of developing this here and now message, your message of embracing aging, that you're pulling in what the knowledge and wisdom of being older and sharing it with much younger people and allowing them to their own family. And your work is really important to getting that out there. And then also notice, I love, got all these ideas up here, but then it's dropping down through the heart chakra into this steady stream right into the world. So I just feel like I feel goosebumps again within my chest, and I feel the universe is giving you a hell yes. Keep going on the path that you are. Okay, and next we have Anne. So Anne, let me get to you. Thank you for those of us, for those of us. Thank you for all of you who are visiting me for the first time. I'm Catherine. I'm the queen of Fish Out of Water Tarot, and I love to give readings that help you connect with the divine so that you know how darn wonderful you are, okay? So going forward here, I'm going to do Anne. Welcome. Anybody who wants a reading, if you're new here, just drop a comment. I'll pull a reading for you. And welcome. Okay, so let's take a peek here for Anne. The Power card. Oh, you know what? This card has a few meanings. What's striking me today for you, Anne, is look at the look on his face. This is there's a word that's called grimace. I don't use that word very often, and it makes me want to run to my dictionary and look it up. But it's this effort, right? The effort of holding that sword up. And so, Anne, I feel like the angels are seeing your dilemma. They have seen you holding up your truth, holding up what you believe in, standing up for yourself. And if you're a fish out of water person like I am, that's not easy. It's not. It's much easier to just be quiet and go along. Just go along with them. But sometimes that does not work anymore, does it, Anne? So I feel like what this card is saying is you're doing too much by yourself. Okay, it's too hard to hold this up all by yourself. And the angels are right there. They're waiting to help you. I can't remember who it was. I was listening to a reading and it was a woman, but I don't remember who it was. But they said the angels are very polite. They're not going to be rude. They're not going to interrupt into your life without being invited. So you take it in. What angels have you asked lately for help in your battle? Archangel Michael, of course, the king of all the angels, always wants to be called when we need help. So, and you know what? I'm feeling a lot of pressure in my upper chest right now. right under my neck here. And so it may be true that it's very hard for you to speak your truth. I'm seeing the blue around the edge of this card, and it's hard for me to swallow right now. Many times I pick up in my body what's going on with my clients, and I can feel it. So, and if you're having a block, definitely call on Archangel Michael. I would do that every day this week, okay? In the morning, maybe you want to put a post-it note up on your mirror, but just say, Archangel Michael, thank you for all the help you bring me today. Thank you for all the guidance you're bringing me today. Claim it. And don't make your prayer a request as much as just an assignment. Archangel Michael won't mind. Archangel Michael, guard my life today. Help me speak what's true. Okay? You've been working hard. Also, another thing, there's been a theme through this reading about closing your eyes, taking time to rest, and to just let your brain be quiet. So I highly recommend that you do that also. Just take even 5 minutes once every couple of hours just to sit quietly with your eyes closed, being awake. Even though it might feel like your mind is still running like crazy, the fact is your brain rests when your eyes are closed. Okay? Your brain normally has to filter out all of the visual stimuli. It's an amazing part of your brain that does that. So when you simply close your eyes, you shut it off and give yourself a chance, okay? You're welcome, Anne. I hope that this is helpful for you. Listen, any of you who feel like I'm hitting right at the target and you're sensing, oh, yes, that does sound like me, and you want to reach out, please do. Tarotinfo, please, at gmail.com. I would absolutely love to hear from you. And I love reading the letters that you do send. Thank you to those of you who have reached out. Okay, so let's go next, and we're going to do Ken Chu. Ken Chu, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. If you guys are anybody new here, be sure to throw a comment. I'd be happy to draw a card for you. And again, a reminder, when we're looking at love, we don't know if it's it could be self-love, which I think for Anne, it was a little on the self-love part. It could be romantic love, it could be love within your family of origin, or it could be the love you share in the I got you down, Emporio. The love that you express when you respect something. Okay, remember earlier in the reading, I told you that I read that for men, respect is more valuable than love. So that if you say, I respect you to a man, that they will feel more loved than if you said, I love you. Do you think that could be true? If you have an opinion on that, I'd love to hear it. But because of that, I include the respect in a pick a card reading for love. Anyway, have our card for Ken Chu. Ken Chu, what do we have for you today? Let's see. Oh, the light card. There's a good reading on my site right now about embracing your light, and I'll add it to the comments because the reading was to concentrate on what you have in common with people. Right now, so many people are at odds. They're not agreeing with each other, and there's even in the same family, there can be a lot of difficulty. And so, the thing in my heart to help deal with that, because how can one person fix the problems in the world? It's not possible. But light is something we all share. I believe. I believe we all have light within our kernel, the core of our being. I believe we are made of stardust. You know that the Creator created us out of the substance. If you have a scientific reading of what your body is made out of, it's made out of the same stuff the plants are made out of and the planet is made out of. And it is light that gives us life. I know that I don't have a cord attaching me to the wall. I have an electrical system that keeps my whole body running, some kind of mysterious battery that runs me. I don't have to think about breathing or digesting, thank God, because what if I forgot? But there is this light source within me. And so I feel like when I make my mind up to acknowledge that even someone who's difficult for me, like one of my siblings, the fact is that same light that's inside of me is inside of them. And that having that common, just that alone, to see the similarity can bring peace to my heart. So I tell that story, Ken Chu, because I think it's true for you, that you are a being of light and that people do see things in you. In fact, you may not feel as confident as you should be because your light is shining. So if you have social awkwardness or it just makes you anxious when you're trying to connect with people, use the secret of the light to help you. Ask the angels to help you see the light in other people, because when we see what we have in common, we have an easier time fitting in. Okay? I'm always surprised at these messages because I need every one of them, and I'm glad you guys are writing along with me as we're doing this work together. Because when you're wanting more love and you can't find it anywhere, it can be very frustrating. I'm just taking a coffee break for a second. Hey, Jamie, excellent. I'll be right with you. Somebody gave, last week during the reading, I don't know if you guys remember, but somebody came and brought me dog food right in the middle of the reading, and I used it as an example of how the universe can show up with things. Maybe you didn't even have it on your list, but they give it to you. The coffee that I'm drinking this morning, one of my neighbors was moving and she had a coffee grinder and said, "Could you use this?" and passed it on to me. Do I love fresh ground coffee? Hello. But I didn't even think. But I look at it now as a divine gift, that it was a provision for me. See, there's my coffee mug. Let me turn it out of the way. There. Okay, so Emporio, I'm going to do Emporio, Jamie, and then I'm going to draw for you next. So Emporio, hold in your mind your question, and remember, you guys, that love can be romantic love, it could be family love, siblings, business, clients, all kinds of things. And we're just asking the angels to just enlighten us, speaking of light. Okay, so Emporio, again, look at how we're just having a theme. Every single card just leads to another. And doesn't that make you feel like we are a family? I mean, it's so cool, the people that are coming to see me weekly, and we're building momentum together. And I really believe we can manifest more love for ourselves. I really do. I'm feeling it. I'm seeing it. There's evidence. And I wish that for you too. So let's take a peek here, Emporio. So here we have, this is one of the only times in this particular deck that there's two figures shown. Most often in this deck, there's just one figure. But I look at this and I feel like, again, this is kind of a transition time. Okay, so Emporio, I have a sense that there's a change coming in your life. There's something you don't necessarily want to do. There's something that makes you a little bit nervous. It's like your heart goes cold, right? Or there's a feeling of a cringe because there's some steps that need to be taken, but you just don't want to do it. So I feel like the angels are right there, right with you, putting their hand on your shoulder. You are closer than you think to your divine helpers, and that they will help you. It's one step at a time. And also the idea of moving to the light. What that suggests to me is that there is an answer, a solution, a destination for you that is real important. And I feel like where you are right now, where you're kind of stuck and standing in one place, there's no value. It's wasting your time. And so any anxiety that you've had about taking this step, one thing that may be true is you might get a little advice. If you're really feeling confused, it's okay to reach out and get some help. Sometimes asking for a legal opinion, sometimes talking to a professional in the medical field or a professional counselor even. But if you're feeling stuck and you cannot get out of it, don't be afraid to ask for help. But just know that your angels are right there with you. One step at a time is going to get you where you need to go. Let's see. Also, I can't help but be drawn to this little sparkle here. So here's the light, it's coming forward, and even the beams come here. So this thing in the futures is calling you forward and wanting you to go forward. And this little sparkle down here, it reminds me of like a clue. It's like, look down here, know that every step along the path is going to be filled with light to guide you where you need to go. Okay, so that was Emporio's message. And next we have Jamie. And Jamie, let's see. And again, for those of you who are new, if you'd like a reading, just drop a comment. And remember, if you're somebody who wants to attract a soulmate, that you are definitely ready, that you are ready to put your foot into the ring and to connect with someone, it will always be your inner glow, your inner light, your inner confidence that goes through you and attracts and radiates the exact right person. Okay, so self-love is always at the key of any good manifesting program. And so perfect card to call. This is, I'm sure, an absolute joy for Jamie to receive. She and I, we do collaborate. She's going to come one day and do readings with me here on a Sunday morning. But she and I do readings for each other, and I know enough about her to know this is completely true. Even how we met, which was random. But what she wants, she creates. So enough of a commercial for this, but it is perfect, isn't it? So what I know is this: when you come out of a dark and shadowy time, for example, breakup, okay, betrayal, perhaps you got fired, perhaps you had to leave a position, perhaps something ended when you were not ready for it or you didn't expect it. These kinds of things can really be difficult, because if you didn't see it coming, a friend of mine just got fired yesterday, and they did not see it coming. And so they're reeling, with the shock of it. In the reality, it's a good move. But when you're in that fear, like what's going to happen next, it's like black. You can't see the future. And so it's at these times where the Creator calls us to remind ourselves we are creators. In fact, I think there's a YouTube channel that's I Am Creator, I think. But there's so many great YouTube sources that will plug you into Neville. If Nevolution, if y'all haven't seen Nevolution yet on YouTube, that woman, her voice is absolutely mesmerizing. She manifested a husband for herself. In the middle of COVID, she manifested getting into Japan. Nobody was getting into Japan in COVID, but she used Neville's techniques. She talks about them. I use Neville's techniques, the whole idea of creating that magnetic force on the inside, living like it's already happening. They call it the law of assumption. If you haven't been familiar with that, it's important. But when you focus on how you want to be treated, focus on how it will feel to have your dream fulfilled. That's where the energy of I Am Creator comes into play. Look at what she's doing. All of those ideas, and they look like pentacles. So those of you who are looking for financial improvement, that happens when you become so focused, using the past as a catapult to push yourself forward. If you're familiar with Abraham Hicks, they talk about contrast and how when you're coming out of something difficult, we need to be grateful, seriously, like, wow, that is an opportunity. It's like a rebound, a bounce into something more positive. What we do is we get all upset, like, well, why did that happen? And we go into hyper analyzing, or I do, and like, why did that happen? What can I do to protect myself next time? No, no, no. The divine says, dream on. Dream on. I am creator. And so, Jamie, I feel like this is a complete confirmation for you. And I love the peace of her face. And we talked earlier about the power that comes when you close your eyes when you're awake. That when you close your eyes, hi Johnny, when you close your eyes and let your brain turn off for a minute while you just sit quietly, you will be a conjurer of fabulous ideas. Okay, so Jamie, I am just delighted to pass that little good news along to you. And I know you'll keep me posted. And those of you who would like to keep your eye peeled, one of these Sundays coming up, Jamie and I are going to do some team readings here together, and it'll be a party, so we'll keep you posted. And Johnny, I saw you pop in. Anybody that's new here, thank you for coming. Just take a second for a little break, sip my coffee, Coffee with Catherine, Sunday mornings. And we're doing love readings today. And it can be a romantic reading. It could be a sibling or family reading, or it could be from work. And I do want to, because I want to mention also that I have been telling on this reading this morning before you came here, Johnny, where I'm using the word respect also because I was told that from a man's perspective, when they hear I respect you, it is a deeper feeling than when they hear I love you. And so I'm including respect here in this reading because sometimes in the career arena, there is a need for loving expression, and that can be respect in a major way. So, whatever is your personal situation, I'd be happy to pull a card, add your name to the list, or just put it in a comment, and I make the list, and we will move forward. Again, I want to say that this deck is the art on the deck is Mario Duguay. I just love this deck. And Aisha, I will grab your name and put it down here. Thank you for being here. If you're enjoying these readings, couple of options. Number one, hit the subscribe button, of course. Number two, smash that, I always wanted to say that, smash that thumbs up. And then also my email address is tarotinfoplease@gmail.com, and I would love to hear from you. So if you feel like the reading didn't quite get what you needed, just go ahead and contact me through my email. Let me see, I can't see what that said. Johnny, what we're doing here is just, you don't need to type me your question. You just hold it in your own mind and I'll draw a card for you, okay? And we'll see what the cards have to say. So, let's see here. And Johnny, let's take a peek. It's the letting go card. Okay, so this may be your answer, right? It may be your answer. So the letting go card can be read in two ways. And so I'm going to read it in the two ways because I do believe it is an answer for people who are pulling a question in. It is a beautiful card, isn't it? This deck is fantastic. So Johnny, what the angels are wanting you to know, it's kind of ironic because whether you let go or not, it's going to be all right. Being at a fork in the road is never as comfortable as being on a straight freeway going somewhere, right? I mean, if you're on the highway driving to somewhere and there's no exit ramps, how hard is it to find your way? You just go. But if you're on a country road and you come to a fork in the road, that's when you really need to depend on your inner wisdom and depend on your inner guidance to let you know. Now, what I've learned over time is that my body is the best teacher for intuition. My stomach will clutch, or I'll have a deep cringe, a squeeze on the inside when I'm not comfortable. It'll go from my belly button to my shoulders. My whole middle will tighten when I'm not comfortable. When I'm comfortable, my body is physically relaxed. When you're having to make a decision, try using your body as a guide. The angels are behind it 100%. We are spiritual beings in a human body. When you're tight, you're frustrated, you're not in your highest good. So when it comes to making a decision whether to let go of something or hold on to it, there's a really good trick you can do. What you need are like 2 magazines. Hi, Miraculous. You need 2 magazines or 2 placemats. You could unfold 2 napkins. You just need 2 things that you can stand on, okay? So you lay them on the floor, and then one of them is one choice that you have, choice A, and the other one is choice B. You actually stand on the placemat or the magazine, and you allow yourself to think of choice A. You think about being there, what it would be like, and just sense what your body feels like, and then step off. And then you go to your second mat and you do the same thing. What would it be if you made the other choice? What would you feel like? What would you be doing? And when you divide up your experience into those 2 different streams, I believe you're going to know what to do. Letting go is always positive. Letting go is always positive. Think about when you prune a plant, you cut off the branches on a plant so that it has more fruit. So don't be afraid to let go. If you are not ready to let go, then make an action plan about how to nurture the situation and feed into it. If it's ready to leave, turn and go. If you need more clarity, if you want to tell me a little bit more about the story, shoot me an email, okay? It's tarotinfoplease@gmail.com. I would love to connect. Okay, next we have, let's see, Aisha, and then who just popped in? Miraculous. Let me write. Oh, there you are, Miraculous. I wrote down your name. So Aisha, thank you for being here. Anybody who it's your first time here, welcome. And those of you who come back week to week, I feel so loved. Thank you so much, because this is like a party every Sunday. I'm gonna take a sip of my coffee. I'm proud of my puppies because they did not bark, even though my neighbor came home. So, if you're new, I should stand up and take a stretch. Everybody stand up and take a stretch. Oh, that felt good. Okay. Alrighty, now let's go. Who do we have? Aisha. And then Miraculous. Okay, remember that the love we're talking about is not just romantic love. It could be your siblings, it could be your housemates, it could be at your job, or just it could be from a clerk at the store. You know, sometimes the people that are the sweetest to me are people that I just, at the post office, you know, people I only see for a minute, but they're just so kind. And it's fun to get those love, you know, tidbits from our lives. So anyway, let's pick a card for Aisha. Ooh, look at this one. Isn't that beautiful? Man, this deck is calling us, you guys. It's like we're all in the same family here today. This whole thing about finding our own inner peace and being able to separate ourselves internally. How many times have I said today the whole idea about closing your eyes and taking a moment to close off the world and close yourself in with spirit, and we just keep getting it over and over again. So Aisha, you may want to listen to the earlier parts of this reading. I will put timestamps in it if it doesn't get too long. If it gets too long, I won't. But we've had so many readings that are just reminiscent of this energy. So what do I notice? First of all, it's just a beautiful garden. Okay, so Aisha, it just shows that in your life right now, there's a lot of beauty. It could be in your style, could be in your home, could be how you dress. It could be in your career that you're just abundant. There's a spirit of abundance around you. But I also sense a little bit of how everyone goes to Aisha. If you have a problem, you go to Aisha, and Aisha wants to say, no, you know, I can't do it. But you don't say it because you are a servant at heart and you really love helping people. But reminds me of the when you get on an airplane and the pilot or the flight attendant says, make sure to put your seatbelt on, or not your seatbelt. Well, yeah, put your seatbelt on, but put your oxygen on yourself first. Why do they say that? Right? Why do they say that? Because what good are you if you're dead to the person next to you with no oxygen? And in a way, it's kind of strong language, but we do like kill ourselves for other people. We give everything until we don't have anything left for ourselves. So I see like these fairy-like beings that are just calling you, Aisha. They're like, come this way, because when you do have time where you can spend time with the divine just by yourself, you're going to replenish yourself, and you need that. People come to you because you have the light, but the light will get dim if you don't take care of yourself, okay? Loving self-care would be an excellent idea for you. Let me see if there's anything else here. No, this is one of the cards that doesn't have a figure. So I feel like it's a prophetic card, and that when you go into this special chamber within yourself and you're with the light, it's going to be so natural for you. It's like a part of you's already there. Okay, these are great readings today, you guys. I'm so excited. And Aisha, I don't think you've been here to see me before, so I do hope that you'll come back. It's we all, and thank you. Those of you who are here with me, thank you for asking for the readings, because we all profit. Every one of these cards has a message for each and every one of us. So if you'd like a card, please add your name to the comments, and I'd be happy to pull one for you. Good morning, sweetness. How are you? Let me just write your name. You're welcome, Aisha. I'm so glad you came today. Isn't the law of attraction is an amazing thing. When I started watching tarot online a while ago, I was shocked at how the collective readings like this resonated with me. I couldn't believe it. And there are a couple of readers that I deeply resonate with. Sunshine, when Sunshine reads for Scorpio, she is right on. And I feel like she's my private reader, and I didn't understand that. And I never expected to be creating videos online. Never, never. Did not see that coming. And now I have 800 videos online. What? It's a little crazy what's happened for me, but I love it because I don't need to show my face. I get to have my privacy. I get to be, I get to do it the way I want to do it. And when you guys come aboard week to week, and you help me so much, because after these readings, when I do my regular readings online, I have your energy with me, and I have the needs and the desires and the wants of people looking for love, and that's what flavors my readings. So your thumbs up show me that we're on the right track. And even this deck may be your favorite deck, right? Because the art is so beautiful, and all of those things help me build the channel to feed you even better. Okay, so thank you for my little commercial. And now we have Miraculous. Miraculous, I love your name. Thank you for being back here today. And again, just in introduction, I'm Catherine, and we're doing love readings. However, we're looking at love in romance, family love, or a love and respect in our workplace. So if you can resonate with any of that, pull a question in your mind, and let's pull a card. The higher thought card. Murphy, wait, where's my squirt bottle? See, all I have to do is pick up my squirt bottle and it works. Hang on. There. I can do it left-handed. All right, so let's look here. Again, a card that does not have a figure. So I feel that this is just such a repetitive message, because it's about the higher thought. Okay, so how do you plug into higher thought? What is higher thought, Miraculous? Higher thought, like we have our everyday thoughts. In fact, they say that we think like 60,000 thoughts a day or something like that. If you're, there's just, your mind is like, and I'm not sure about that figure, but your mind is constantly pushing thoughts through your mind. But what is higher thought? What is it? Is it our higher thinking, or are we plugging into the divine higher thinking? Personally, you guys know that I'm a big fan of Abraham Hicks. I love them. There's a gazillion YouTubes out there. you'll find them. But they talk about the fact that we are blended beings, that we are human, but we have a inner being. Our inner being, that's what they call it, the inner being, that is our divine spark. It's the divine part of us. And so they call us blended beings. And they say, this is Abraham Hicks I'm talking about, they say that if you're feeling like crap and you're feeling down or depressed, it's because you don't hold yourself in the same view as your inner being does. Let me say that again. Whenever you're feeling lousy, you're feeling bad, something didn't work out, somebody disappointed you, you lost a position, another date didn't go anywhere, whatever it is that's not good, that the reason you feel bad is because you're seeing the circumstances with a different view than your higher self. Because your higher self is that part of you that knows what's best for you. When you're feeling uncomfortable about something, it probably means that it's time to go. It's not for you anymore. So we really need to plug into higher thought. So, miraculous. I don't know if you were here earlier in the reading, but what I said was, is that when you sit down and you're wide awake and you close your eyes for even just 5 minutes, 10 is better, what happens is part of your brain switches off, the part that is used for vision. All of the filtering, all of the light adjustment, all of the things your eyes have to do, or your brain has to do to make your eyes work. So when you're wide awake, it's different than sleeping. When you're wide awake and you close your eyes, the part of your brain that does the work, it stops, it rests. And because we humans are just such amazing critters, our other parts of our brain light up and start to create ideas. So the best way to find higher thought is to shut part of your brain off. And so I highly recommend meditation. Good grief. There's a gazillion YouTube videos on it, and everybody knows it's good for you for a variety of reasons. But I'm not using it in that way. I'm using it as a physical switch for your control, so that you feel like you can control your stress level. Because if you're like me, I'm highly sensitive to stimulation, like with fluorescent light isn't comfortable for me. I have to be careful with loud noises or very bright lights. It's just painful to me. I don't watch bloody movies because it's literally painful for me. To see even pretend violence is too hard for me. And I was teased mercilessly in my growing up years for being so sensitive, but I'm just more aware of what I need. So miraculous, I think that in order to see clearly what your next steps are going to be, and that's true of everyone listening to me, it's the same message. Turn off your brain by closing your eyes and sit quietly. Let's start off April strong, all of us, so we can feel more loved, okay? And the fact that there's no figure here, I think miraculous is just a sign that everything you want from divine connection is waiting for you at the top of the stairway, okay? Cool. I'm feeling very convicted. I'm going to be spending time alone with my eyes closed. And cool, like when you're outside, if the weather's nice where you are, it's very fun process to sit on a chair outside and just list to yourself how many different sensations you're aware of. Again, this puts your brain into a task that involves the sensations of your body, and it's a great way to grow intuition. I can go more into that, but I don't want to take time right now. But for you, what you do is you just feel what you're aware of. You might be aware of the wind blowing across your face, or you might be aware of hearing birds sing, or you might be aware of, the weight of your butt on the chair. But it's fun to just kind of check in with your body with your eyes closed, okay? So now we have Sweetness. Sweetness, welcome. Anybody who's just joining me, I am so glad you're here. And I am thrilled to be reading cards for love today. If you'd like a reading, just add your name to the comments and I'll be more than happy to pull a card for you. Again, just in refreshing for the people that are new, love can come in 3 different packages for today. One is the romantic love, of course. Secondly will be our family, siblings, family of origin love. And then the third is love and respect at the workplace. So you go ahead and hold your intention for the reading in your mind, sweetness, and I'll draw you a card. Murphy, come here. It's okay, boy. It's okay, I'm just gonna show you guys, whoopsie, I'm just gonna move my camera and show you Murphy. Hi, Murphy. I know, he's such a good boy. Hey, Murph, come say hi to the people. Come here, come here. Of course, stubborn. But anyway, that's, he is, I have Bella also. She's my other, she's older and more queenly. But now at least you know Murphy. And again, when the dogs walk by, I'm glad he's a watchdog and he does his best. Okay. So where are we? We're sweetness. Anybody else want a reading? Put your name in there. I'm happy to draw a card for you. So sweetness, thank you for coming. I don't know if it's your first time here, but I don't remember seeing you before, but thank you for visiting today. And for sweetness, oh, ooh, 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 sweetness. I am beautiful. It's too bad that everyone else believes that more than you do, sweetness. True, isn't it? Sometimes it's hard to accept our own beauty. And sometimes when people give us compliments, it can make us feel like, well, it's hard to say thank you because it doesn't seem real. But this idea of self-love, now I'm going to make myself a note. I have an article that I'm going to post in the comments, sweetness, and it's 20 experiments, 20 ways that you and all of you who are listening can enhance and empower the divine feminine in you. You'll love it. There are very practical ideas that you can start to do today that will help you in the self-love department. Everything is so messy in the world right now. People are taking sides, so much resentment of the sexes, females resenting males, males resenting females, and then the non-binary and the various other identifications that feel so alienated. And feeling beautiful is important. As Abraham Hicks teaches about our unique vibration, that you're not an accident. I'm not an accident. Anybody hearing my voice right now, your ability to accept who you are and to let that shine is life-changing. It may not seem to you that it's going to make the world have more peace or make people stop fighting, but each of us has a mission here on the planet. And I know that there are times when I'm just kind to a stranger. That's part of my mission, to just spread little drops of love wherever I go. Some of you may want to pick up the book Thank and Grow Rich. It's by Pam Grout, and it's filled with examples of how to pay it forward. In fact, I have a story in that book. I did not meet the author. I simply read one of her other books, E Squared, one of my favorite books. I read it in 2015. It changed my life. And I wrote to her, and I thanked her for the book, and I gave her my story. And she actually interviewed me and put me in her book. And I've met clients since 2016 who read about me in a book. I didn't even have to write a book. So living in the center of the divine creates some really cool opportunities, and they come out of the blue. Look for that book, Thank and Grow Rich. You'll really get some wonderful insights out of it. But back to the I am beautiful message. What I notice here are these beautiful hands of the divine, right? And we do know that the divine, whatever you feel is your deity, God, Jesus, whatever is important to you as far as the name of the divine, is so much bigger, right? But the fact that you're standing outside of those hands, sweetness, that you're standing outside, and that a part of you feels like you haven't qualified yet. And that's simply not true. You are deeply, deeply loved and accepted. And it's probably your growing up years that zapped you, as it did for most of us. But this card is calling you to step out, step in, step closer to your divine calling. Okay? A good idea would be to do mirror work. If you're not familiar with Louise Hay, she has a meditation on the inner child. Highly recommend. It's just wonderful because if anything did happen when you were a kid that caused you to be afraid or not trust people, her work will be very, very helpful. But looking yourself right in the mirror in the morning and say something like this, even though it's hard for me to say, I am beautiful, I am determined to say it every day. Even though I don't feel like I am beautiful, the divine says I am beautiful, and I choose to believe it. Wouldn't it be nice if I saw myself as beautiful? I really love that one for an affirmation because it's so, what do you call it? It's so hopeful and lighthearted. Wouldn't it be nice if I could stop being so hard on myself? Wouldn't it be nice if I were inside these hands of love? So there you go, sister. I'll put those, I'm going to add that article into the comments under this post when I post it. And I highly recommend it. It's really action-based and it'll give you some instant ideas for how to become more receptive. Remember that the divine feminine is the receiver, okay? Hiya, Pamela. Welcome. I'm happy to draw you a card. But it's when there's too much assertion, meaning too much pushing. Abraham Hicks teaches that there's no assertion in the law of attraction. It's opposite. Assertion is pushy energy, and the female of any species is more receptive than the male. So simply by making an intention to strengthen your divine connection to your own femininity will make you more receptive. Okay? Cool. Welcome, Pamela. Anybody who's new here, just take a break for a second. I'm going to stand up. Oh, stand up and sip my coffee. We've been here just over an hour, and so I'm ready to hang out for more because I'm having a great time, but I just need to take a little break. Okay, I'm back, and we have Pamela. So Pamela, think of what it is in your mind. What kind of answer would you like to receive when it comes to love? And we'll pick a card for you. Oh gosh, I'm so glad, sweetness. Hey, listen, any of you guys, if you want to get back to me and tell me more about your situation, I want to know the tea. So it's tarotinfoplease@gmail.com. Be sure to use your YouTube name so I know who it is, but I would love to hear how these readings resonate with you. It finishes a loop. It brings me into connection with you in an intimate way, and I love it. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, everyone, because that shows me we're on the right track. The readings are hitting you between the shoulder blades and you're really receiving it. And also it will help YouTube to send more listeners to us. So let's take a peek here for Pamela. Pamela, oh, Pamela. Oh, this is one of my favorite cards. Let's just take it in. You're so loved, Pamela. I just have the sense that you've needed comfort, that there's a place kind of lonely because people see you as strong and capable, and you may even be a person that comforts other people. And right now, there's something happening that you don't want to talk about. It's so private. It's nobody's business. And because of that, though, you're not getting the comfort you need. You may be feeling that you made a mistake or that you shouldn't have done something. You chose something that ended up heartbreaking, and that if you're honest about it, the people won't understand and they could even make it worse. And the idea of being able to have a human to comfort you is maybe not happening. I know as we've gone through, we're just getting used to being outside of the COVID experience, and so many people got cut off from family and friends, and even cut off where maybe somebody has passed away and that a comfort person for you is even no longer on the planet. I want to remind you, if you weren't here earlier, about the it's like a drill. I'm a golf teacher, and so I talk about drills. But when you can actually physically wrap your arms around yourself. So those of you who are listening right now, because I'm a teacher and I'm bossy, just go ahead and put your phone down or whatever you're doing and take a minute, wrap your arms around yourself and squeeze tight and hold yourself until you feel a sense of warmth. It'll happen. It's like when you first wrap your arms around yourself, it feels foreign, and then squeeze, and then pretty soon the warmth of your arms will become clear to you. This is such a good exercise to do, you guys. I wish I could credit the person I learned it from because it feels fake, but it's real. Part of your mind can go, well, this doesn't work. It's stupid. I don't blame you. I kind of felt the same way. But I've put on music and wrap my arms around myself like that and just kind of sway to the music, and it does feel good. So I just pass that to you. And then it's just another take on this reading with the comfort card, and that is that you may need to comfort someone else. So there may be somebody in your life, Pam, who has kind of hurt your feelings a little bit, somebody that you're estranged from, that maybe didn't treat you right, but they used to depend on you for comfort and they don't know how to connect. So if this is true for you or for anyone else listening, if there's somebody that you used to be close to that used you for their comfort, say a special prayer for them today. I did hear a tip a while ago about the best way to pray for people is to imagine yourself standing right behind them, whispering in their ear, "It's okay. You're going to be okay. Everything works out." And I love that because I don't know how to pray for certain people. I don't know if they should get fired or if they should get a new job. I don't know if they should leave that boyfriend or stay with that boyfriend. Only their inner being knows the truth. So the idea of praying for you, like if I were praying for you, Pamela, and I pictured myself behind you, just whispering into your ear, don't ever, don't overanalyze this. It's all going to be okay. And if you trusted me, you would feel a sense of relief. Abraham Hicks teaches that the most important emotion you can have is the emotion of relief. That is so satisfying. And so when it comes to comfort yourself first, and then comfort yourself with other people unapologetically. Ask for the comfort you need, but don't compromise or sell out. Okay? If you're here today for the first time, I'm Catherine. Welcome. This is Fish Out of Water Tarot, and I'm doing readings for love today. If you'd like a card, just put your name into the comments. I'm happy to do that for you. I love teaching people who are a bit socially awkward or a bit intimidated to connect with people because they had a heartbreak or because love hurts. I love to be able to teach about that. I do have a blog that's called Breakup Candy, breakupcandy.com, and it's a blog that's about the fact that there's a little sweetness in every breakup. You wouldn't have started to date the person if there wasn't something good there. But sometimes it's so dang painful that you end up scared, shitless, and don't want to walk forward. And that's a great deal of my deepest passion. Right now, I'm working on a course about manifesting love, attracting love with tarot. And I'm so excited to be working on that because I think the tarot cards are magical. These are oracle cards based on the tarot, and I just love the wisdom that comes to us through art. It makes me excited to be able to share this. So anybody else would like a reading here, I'd be happy to pull a card. And meanwhile, I'm just going to pull a card for the collective. And what is it that we can look at here? You are welcome, Pamela. I'm so glad that you are here. Please do, if any of you, I would love to hear from you and hear your story. Tarot info, please, at gmail.com. Okay, so here's a message for the collective. This reading is absolutely put together step by step, when we talk about receptivity, I was just talking about that it takes the feminine part of your personality to be a receiver. So if you're here in a position, I'm going to look at this card closely. Oh, we have two figures on this card, which I love. This is a great visual of what Abraham Hicks calls our blended being, where we have our humanity. Here, she's got her eyes closed, guys. How many times have I said in this reading today that when you are awake with your eyes closed, even for 5 minutes, you can become more receptive? Why? Because your brain is not working so hard. It doesn't have to process any visual information. So when you are in an eyes closed, wide awake position, you have a better chance of connecting with your inner being, that divine part of you who's going to guide you forward. So in order to be receptive, we need to set our bodies into receptive mode, which is close your eyes. In fact, you could do that right now. You could just close your eyes and stop watching this video and just listen. And then secondly, understanding that when your eyes are closed, your feminine nature is more likely to step forward. Your imagination. If you're not looking at this card, you can use your imagination to remember what it looks like, but that's different than using your physical eyes. So this message for all of us for this month of April, or especially for this week, because I'll be back next week for to the same Coffee with Catherine. We'll be back. But for this week, though, to honor your blended beingness. Acknowledge that you have a human part and you have a divine part, and the two can be blended together. This will make you more receptive. And the reason that I teach this every video that I put out there, there's 800 of them now, can you believe it? Is because the magic of life is being in the right place at the right time. Any video you watch about manifesting, any piece of material you look at, what they promise is all the same thing. That when you're tuned in, tapped in, and turned on, when you're in touch with your inner being and you are in a strong intention mindset, you can pretty much guarantee good luck, being in the right place at the right time. Last week, right during the reading, one of my neighbors that I don't even know very well stopped by to give me a bag of dog food. I didn't ask the universe to manifest me a bag of dog food, but it came. It's an example of being in the right place at the right time. Okay, so now we're going to do a reading for Catherine. Yes, we are. Catherine with a K. Catherine with a K. Okay, Catherine, hold on to your question. Anybody want a reading, just drop a comment and I'd be happy to pull you a card. We'll be here for a little bit longer, I'm sure, as long as my voice holds out. We have a coffee break. Okay, I see you, Caleb. I gotcha. Hey, hello, Zion. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Those of you who are returns, you know I love you. Hit that thumbs up so I know you're here. Kisses, kisses. And those of you who are first time, welcome. I'm Catherine, Fish Out of Water Tarot, where people who are a little bit socially awkward, a little bit shy, a little bit intimidated by dating, you are more than welcome here. Our love readings today are about romance. They're about our family of origin or working environments. And in the working environments, I'm not talking about sleeping with your coworkers. I'm talking about respect and the ability to feel respected and be respectful on the workplace. So, Catherine, let's just take and think of your question and the higher consciousness card. Again, fits right in with all of the readings today, setting that intention. Our first card of the day was this intention card, which was that we're pulling of positive intention for today's readings, and good grief have we ever. This has just been an excellent set of readings for us to love deeply. So again, this is a card of support for the blended being, idea. Again, coming right out of Abraham Hicks, and if you're not familiar, I would YouTube search Abraham Hicks Attracting Love, because that'll bring you right to the heart of what we're talking about. But we need to be blended beings to be successful. If we are 100% in our humanity, then we're just not plugged into the higher things. We're tending to be gossipy, and we're hateful and mean spirited. I mean, humans are not really like very nice, if you want to be real honest about it, when they're not blended. But on the other side, if you're too spiritual, if all you do is spiritual thinking, reading, etc., then you become too much on the other side. And people don't understand you, because most people are blended beings of some kind. And so if you're too much into spiritual life and it's all you talk about, it's all you're passionate about, you may need to come down a little bit back to earth and address some of your humanity to be balanced. I am going to put a link into the comments with an article on the divine feminine and how to use experiments to empower your feminine side. And it's not about gender, it's about energy, that we need to be balanced to be good receivers. So, Catherine, make sure that you are putting balance in there. Your spiritual development has been fantastic, but you don't want to eliminate your human nature in order to find the love you're looking for. Okay, super. And Zion, you're here, you're ready. Thank you so much. I'm glad that you're here for your reading today. So hold your thoughts into place with what you'd like to hear from these cards, and we'll pull one for you. All right. And Zion. Ooh, okay, a beautiful, another doorway. We've had how many doors in this reading, you guys? I mean, we're so much in, this is a true example of attraction in action. Okay, let's take a look. So I would say, Zion, that what this is showing me today is it's kind of resonant with the last card. I feel like there's a part of you that doesn't know quite how to proceed, that you want to be connected spiritually, energetically, that there's no question that the otherworldly part of consciousness is attractive to you. Heaven's door. It's like whenever you're doing certain things, you're just so filled with joy and connected. It just feels fantastic. I know for me, when I'm doing the cards, it's like I am so called to do this. There's such full, complete confidence in what I do when I'm touching the cards. When I'm doing other things, for example, I am a freelance writer and I'm doing some articles right now about golf. And golf is a very, real world item. There's not a lot of spirituality in golf. However, there's a lot of energy in golf because of peak performance and people not being able to do their best, not believing in themselves. So I can kind of lean part of my skill set over to my writing, but not the whole thing. So I would rather do the cards. So I would be like, this doing Heaven's Door, I want to go in that direction. But real life is keeping me with my feet on the ground. So I feel like, Zion, that might be part of the message here for you. When I see the figure, she's kind of reaching out towards the door, like the longing to be in there all the time. But I feel like, Zion, the world needs you on this side, that you bring out to the world the light that you learn about when you're in that energetic part of your life. So I feel like use the heavenly energy for your advancement, but spend time in the world so that people can see it. Does that make sense for you? I hope so. Zion is a regular watcher, so thank you for coming back. And Zion, I just posted a bunch of fresh readings for April too, so be sure to check that out. I'm not sure you did or not. So welcome though, welcome to, and thank you for coming to visit. Who else would like a reading? All you have to do is put your name into the comments and I'll draw you a card. And my next person is Caleb. So Caleb, you are welcome. Be sure to email me with the details. I would love to hear, Zion. It's tarotinfoplease@gmail.com. Okay, Caleb, let's take a peek. Okay. All right, let's take a look here. Again, we see a beautiful depiction of the blended being. Notice how the human is here and she is, again, she's in nature. So, Caleb, the very first thing to know is that when you are in nature, you're at your best. Okay, when you're inside of a building, you know yourself. You just don't feel right. It's like, get you out. And look at the blended this other side of you, the divine side of you. Now, even though these figures are female, it's not about a gender, it's about energy. But we are able to accomplish way more than we ever thought possible when we allow ourselves to be a blended being. We could barely feed ourselves, for Pete's sake, if we didn't have that inner desire, the inner inspiration, our soul that's just guiding us every step of the way. Your personality can get involved and separate you from believing that you have this wonderful spiritual connection that's bigger than life right inside of us. Once again, when you do close your eyes, then just 5 minutes, sitting in a chair, wide awake, close your eyes. What happens is your brain takes a little break. It doesn't have to process visual information. I'm sorry for those of you who have heard this repeated 25 times during this call, but it's true. And do memorize this card. Take a screenshot of this card. Maybe I'll post it on the community because this is such a beautiful depiction of being a blended being. And then look at the top, we have the infinity sign. Everything's possible. So Caleb, I know you've been facing some big changes lately. And what this card is saying is don't you dare give up because everything always works out. No matter what. It may not be what you think you want, but your blended being knows exactly what is best for you. Excellent. Okay, thank you so much. Everybody who's been here, we're 91 minutes. I'm going to close the reading now. Thank you so much for being with me. Be sure to write if you're interested in more information. Plus, if you want to know about when I release my course about attracting love with tarot, be sure to let me know. I'm going to need volunteers to help me test market it. So if you're interested, do let me know. I'm going to release you with love from my inner being and my regular being. We blended together. Thanking you for your time and attention, and I look forward to next week. Have a beautiful week, everyone.